Welcome to the Carb Loaders. I'm here, Jay, Sam,
Hello.
Hamish. Say hello, Hamish.
Hello.
We've got Fletcher, producer guy, and can it be?
We've got someone who actually knows what they're talking
We've brought
about.
in a man,
Our second
the
guest.
man of the people.
It's Jack Dilks.
It's Jack Dilks.
How are we, guys?
The Fortbend
where's-
Film Club.
Why are we Where's the suspension? Why do we need that?
Jack, do you want to just quickly introduce yourself in
Please
30
do.
seconds? Who are you?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, my name's Jack. Freelance content creator, owner of the Fortbend Film Club
Yes.
in Bendigo. Senior coach
Mhm.
at Heathcote. That's about it for me. Disgruntled former Port Adelaide employee.
Disgruntled.
Oh boy. And you'll hear about that this episode.
We've got a lot of fun chatting with
Yes.
Jack about footy, everything from coaching through to a bit of Port Adelaide, a bit of Zac Butters talk at the end.
Mhm.
See you on the other side.
Who ordered the Palmer?
We're here for an episode like no other. Jack Dilks of the Fortbend Film Club,
Our boss.
our boss,
Well,
Oakshare Bargy.
Wait, what?
2/3 of ours boss.
That's true. I do hire two of you.
Super fan of Oakshare Bargy.
Yes. Where does he play for?
I actually
Play now,
don't.
Jack.
Who did he play for when I liked him? The Bucks?
Utah, I think.
Oh, was it?
Utah?
Is
Yeah.
no, he's at Toronto, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he is.
He was in Toronto last time I checked.
Anywho.
Anyway, Sam
To be
Flanders.
fair, the post of Dilks, he has told him he doesn't have a jersey on.
Sam Flanders.
Sam
What about him?
Flanders.
That was sad.
Discuss.
That was pretty sad.
It was. It was sad for my super coach.
Yeah, I thought so too. But Supercoach wise, he hasn't been fantastic this year.
He
So
was getting better.
He was getting.
He's having a
better.
good few weeks.
Coming into a bit of form. I think he was a little bit. I think we paid overs for him anyway. So
You
I'm not.
You paid overs for a few players, let's be honest.
Yeah,
TDK.
yeah.
How have you felt?
Hamish, this is our guest. Remember not to slander him.
Yeah, but he's your boss. He's not mine.
Another reason not to slander.
Just gonna keep going, Hammer.
I'm just ruining you guys.
What were your thoughts
Sorry,
of the St
sorry.
Kilda off season? I do want to get your thoughts on that.
I mean, I've always been a strict or a firm believer in the fact that you can't buy a premiership, but I think like it's nice to see that we tried something. Because I feel like you sort of, and it's the same with like an Essendon or a North, or I mean North tried it with going the other way, like they got rid of Petrie and Harvey and Dalsano in that same year. You sort of look at that and you go, well, that set them 10 years back. Like they're only just starting to see the benefits of that now. And I mean, it didn't help that they had Horn Francis walk out on them, but I think like it's nice to see that we've tried something. I mean, you can argue that we've paid overs for De Koning given how well Marshall's playing, and I mean, Silvani's been good. Flanders, unfortunately, injured. But yeah, I think like middle of the road teams, they need to do something, and we've tried it. I mean, we were never going to be in the window this year anyway. But you know, in 2028,
Or even wildcard.
no, probably not.
Okay.
But I mean, you know, you've brought in
No, that was Collingwood, to be honest.
you brought in 5 best 22 players. Like it's putting that into an AFL system. It's quite a big.
That's a huge thing to try and organise.
Like I think anybody'd be stupid to think that they were going to gel straight away.
Right.
So
No.
I think in 2028 you'll probably see if it was a success or a fail. But I mean, it's the first time, as you know, like Melbourne supporters could probably agree. Like it's nice to see that a brand of footy starting to be played, regardless of results. Like you take away, and we've had a pretty difficult fixture up until this point as well. But I think
is
we'll be
true.
okay.
You look at Gold Coast, it took them a year to make finals under Hardwick, even after they
Yeah.
brought in Rioli and all those guys. Like sometimes it takes a minute to gel.
Yeah, and I think if you looked at that season too, Gold Coast supporters would have been stoked that they were playing a brand of football.
Yeah.
They weren't just trying to kick more than the other team. It was like, okay, no, we're going to defensively structure ourselves, and that's where we're going to rebound. And like, you know, Rioli's played unreal, Noble's played unreal. You know, that's what they got them in for. And of course, it was going to take time
Exactly.
to come into fruition.
Couldn't agree more. What are your thoughts? Obviously, want to get the Saints feel on Rossi Lyon. I do want to know what your thoughts are about.
It is sacking season.
Do you think, because we were talking on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, Voss is gone, Scott's gone, we're like, who is next in line in the hot chair? We were saying probably Matthew Nix and players like coaches like that, but Lyon has done so much for the club, but do you think he's the coach that gets you to your next premiership?
Nah, and it'll be the same with James Hird as well. I think if the Bombers were to bring in James Hird, you get him in for 2 years, then you get the fairy tale over and done with. All right, we brought him back. He's the man to get you out of the hole. And it's the same with Ross Lyon. Ross Lyon's there to develop the list. He's there to you know, and it would be the same with Clarkson as well. You know, they're just there to take genuine care of the list, get it to a point where it can contend, and then, all right, we'll get a new flavour in as well. Because, like, you know, I think clubs like that, like a North Melbourne, even Carlton, I was on Vossi's bandwagon because I thought he needed to stay. Like, you look at every club that has succeeded in the last 20 years, what have they all done really well? They've stuck with their coach the whole time. The Tigers had every right to sack Dimmer at the end of 2016. They were getting belted by 100 points every week. They stuck with him, delivered 3 and 4. Same with, you know, Melbourne. You know, yes, they didn't go on with the dynasty, but they should have.
Yeah,
they didn't.
They had the opportunity.
They won a flag for the first time in 60 years. The same with the Doggies, right? You just got to stick with these people.
Yeah.
Because they'll end up showing you the way through. And I think, like, it's probably, again, you know, North Melbourne fans will probably rejoicing with the fact that they signed Clarko for 5, because at least that's something you don't have to worry about. The coach is fine.
Yeah.
Is this something you said to the board of your footy club that you coach? Stick with me.
No, well, I mean, we won 3 games last season, so I wasn't coming into much. Sitting 4 and 3 at the moment.
Congratulations.
Come on.
Yeah, we're not looking
Trust
too
the
bad,
process.
Trust, exactly right. Yeah, but I mean, that's probably also the thing too, is that sometimes a new outlook can do something. I mean,
Look at Carlton.
Josh Fraser broke the circuit.
100% win record at the moment.
And there's also a point where I think Carlton were a better team than they were playing. I think they were in their own heads. Everyone was in their own heads. Vossi was in his own head. They needed a reset more than anything, you know? So I think there was a point of that.
And then there's Essendon. Who,
Yeah, that's another interesting question.
whose first new manager bounce
Coach.
didn't work. New coach bounce didn't work.
Yeah.
That's true. They broke the system of it. It's
Against
kind
the
of
West
impressive.
Coast team as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if any team
West Coast had Optus.
you should be
Yeah.
able to beat West Coast if you got the first,
Yeah.
their new coach. And
I did like what Brad Scott had to say the day he got sacked when he was on.
Just outing everyone.
Yeah, saying Zach Merritt should have gone.
Yeah.
don't worry, what was it he said round 1? We have a plan.
Yeah.
we have a system. Good to see that plan lasted
Hey,
so long.
hey, we're all going to die at some point.
yeah, that was the other one. That's really the outlook you want from a coach, isn't it? Just like just a
Completely
coach,
negative.
A coach is sort of slightly given into depression. It's just like, what is life under the sun?
Yeah.
You know, what are we doing here at this point?
Hey, if you're an Essendon fan, you're just, I feel like, generally, I think you're just depressed your whole life. Like, that Freo Essendon game where there was only like, God, would have looked like 500 people there. How sad's that?
I've got a couple Essendon fans who are like only slightly young, like friends who are Essendon fans
Yeah.
who are only slightly younger than me, and they've yet to see their team win a final, which
In
is
their
quite
entire
impressive.
life.
Won a
honestly,
game
in their
at the
entire
moment.
life.
Yeah.
That's also another one. I do
Yeah.
know of Essendon fans who haven't seen it or win. No, have they won one yet this year or not?
Yeah, they've won one.
Yeah.
They
That's
beat
right.
Melbourne.
They beat Melbourne. How do you do that?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just, how?
Dilksy, we're going to bring in your expertising as a coach. What's wrong with Essendon? If you were brought in to coach. Now, obviously, firstly, we do need to ask, you know, are you going for the Carlton or the Essendon job at the end of the year? You've got the experience at this point. I'd put your name forward.
Yeah, got a winning record too. I think, Essendon, I think, is probably where I'd lean towards, because I think there's probably that they're in a rebuild. Like, Merritt's going to walk, so he's gone. I
should
can
have.
actually start from
A basis, yeah.
absolute rock bottom, ground zero. That's where I'm starting from. Whereas at least I think with Carlton, they've still got a fairly good spine, but they're all aging, and they're not worth anything
No.
in a trade. So, I'd probably go with Essendon. I think, Essendon have been decimated by injuries.
That's true.
Yep.
Which I think has not helped Brad Scott at all. And, at some point you just go, well, I can't really do much more with this list.
No.
Like, I've got 19 depth players out there that wouldn't be playing for any other team, and I'm stuck with them as my starters.
Yeah.
According to Brad, there's a $3 million war chest.
Wouldn't surprise me if there
Yeah.
was.
According to Brad in that interview.
Yeah, there probably is, and you have to have that support from the board too to go after players like St Kilda. Like, they'd be pushing that salary cap to the absolute limit.
but you have to at some point.
Yeah.
But do you want to win a flag or not?
Yeah.
Do you want to contend or not? And I think you've got to go now, because this year's draft's compromised by Tasmania.
Yeah.
Next year's draft's compromised.
Compromised.
Yeah.
Year after's compromised.
Compromised.
And then we're going to actually start to see, okay, well, who's good and who's not.
Yeah.
So then if Tasmania is still bad, again, compromised,
Exactly. The
It's-
draft's cooked as well with all until they fix the father-son stuff as well. There's and Tassie, it's going to be
There's that. There's the fact that we're going to need a 20th license sooner rather than later.
True.
You even look at like the gather round who
who
misses
messes out.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, that's true.
It should be Essendon at this rate.
yeah. Well, you know, maybe
It might be Richmond because they just can't field a team.
Yeah.
Or is it Collingwood because they don't like to travel?
Whoever's the most
Shut up.
injured.
Shut up. Collingwood only do gather around if it's held at Marvel.
Well, that's why they moved to opening round to the G,
Yeah.
isn't it? So that they didn't have to travel. I
Quite.
shouldn't say that as a St Kilda
I
fan.
would not be
They
mad.
literally-
I would not be mad if Collingwood turned in next year and said, "Nah, even at the G, we're not doing it."
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's that's going to be a tough one because like there's no way around it.
No, exactly. One of them have to miss out. Yeah.
Gather round such a massive draw card
Yeah.
in a lot of different ways that they've almost just compromised that.
Or do they do gather rounds? Do over 2 rounds like how they do Doug
Yeah,
Nichols?
they could. I think the way, and that's again a tough one. The way that you probably could do it is to give, if they did 2, give Port Adelaide a bye and then Adelaide a bye. So then there's not the whole, they get an extra home game or blah, blah, blah.
You start losing fans in some ways.
Yeah.
Is it their team is missing out on these things? Then there's like Anzac round and Indigenous round as well.
Yeah.
So what you're
happens to
saying
those?
is we need a Darwin team soon.
I think that was the go. I was speaking to Keith Thomas, who was the CEO of, or the president of 5AA, which is a massive radio station in Adelaide, and he was talking about how it was going to be Tasmania and the Central Australian Redlegs. So they were going to merge with Norwood,
Okay.
and they'd play half of their games at Norwood, which would probably be the Adelaide Oval, and then half of their games in Darwin. That was going to be the go.
That would be all right.
Yeah, wouldn't it? It fell through.
Yeah. Oh, well, then one then.
Obviously, yeah.
But yeah, it's really interesting to see what they do with a 20th license because they need one.
And that's the thing is, I just don't know where the fan base comes from at this point because I don't think Brizzy isn't big enough for
Do you
2.
do a third WA team?
It probably has
But
third
where?
WA or South
Yeah.
Australia, but that's like you're already those teams are those fan bases are so locked in on their
Come on,
teams.
let's
Well-
get a Bunbury team.
Or
going.
do we go another way?
Yeah.
Do a merger. 2 Victorian teams merge.
But who?
I don't know.
I think clubs are too established now to merge.
St Kilda and I don't know.
North would probably have to be one of them if any of them did.
St
Yeah.
Kilda North.
I think like South Australia is too small and WA is too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally.
And then you don't want to compromise those rivalries that are in those cities.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, that's true as well.
that is true. Like, I think the showdown.
Does North have any rivalries with anyone?
But their history, they've got
The
too
only
much
one I-
history to merge, I
Yeah.
think.
Who's that? North.
North.
Oh, at doggies then.
Yeah, they've
could
got
say the
they've got
same
a
as
pretty
well,
big
though.
history. I think it would have. I think the issue is that Gold Coast and Giants both haven't really taken off the way they're probably hoping they would have
Merger.
at this point.
Probably could merge those two.
Expansion team.
Yeah, the expansion team would be.
Hey,
quite
Fitzroy moved to Brisbane.
Yeah,
Nice.
but you can't merge 2 teams that are in 2 different
Mm.
You'd
Anyway.
you'd have to have one to almost
Yeah.
absorb the other at that
Well, I
point.
think and like with the South Melbourne move to Sydney and the Fitzroy move to Brisbane, that was more so to expand the league
Yeah.
in terms
There's
of
also financial. Fitzroy had their money.
correct. Yeah, it was to get teams out. So it will be a really interesting one to see what they do with that because it's going to be logistically a nightmare.
Yeah, that you have to at some point.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad a footy team in every state and territory. That would
Yeah.
be nice.
That's true.
But can they though?
I reckon they're going to wait to see how Tassie goes.
The only one I could think of is whether like would, unless you can get something country Victoria going, but like it's just where you could locate it.
Yeah,
that
you
all of
can't.
country Victoria really gets amongst it. You just,
Yeah,
there's
you
no
can't.
like no central place. for
What?
it.
So if you set up a team in Shep, you really want someone from
No,
Wayne?
I'm not talking about Shep. I'm talking like whether you could go like Ballarat sort of.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the doggies
Or like
have
Mars.
obviously pulled out of
because
that.
they're not doing that anymore. It would be
Exactly.
Ballarat.
I don't like going to Mars
Bendigo or
anymore.
something.
Nah, Bendigo, we struggled with the Bombers and the Gold, like both folded.
Yeah.
Even with Essendon support as the Bombers. So it's a really, really tough one.
They just don't have it.
No,
Speaking of that, why is North playing a home game in WA?
Yeah, 2 of them a year.
Two,
it's-
yeah, why?
You sell those games and you make millions of dollars.
It's about 5
There you
million.
go.
About 5 million a
Yeah.
year.
You'd
Hawthorn
make,
Tasman.
you'd make
It is against
probably-
Freo.
Because they were kicked out of Hobart as well.
Yes.
Also true. It's a good point.
All right. Well, the briefcase of $5 million is a good enticement.
Oh, it's everything to those sort of clubs.
It's
Yeah.
not acting like I want to take $5 million to go over to Perth for a week.
I mean,
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's one of those ones like clubs do need to be careful. I remember St Kilda sold one home game to Cairns, and we played up at Kazali's, and I reckon we sold it for 5 or 6 years. We would have made 10 mil, lost every single game. And you just start thinking, like, if that was in Melbourne, we would have beaten every single one of those teams. But, you go up there. It's the same with Melbourne on the weekend against the Giants. If that was at the MCG, they would have won that.
Gold Coast have the thing every year traveling back down from Townsville that they play. They're yet to win a game.
Yeah, I guess Gold Coast and Darwin sort of same situation.
So Darwin they play,
it's just
but they're good there though.
They are good there.
Well, they're good there, but then they lose 3 of the next 4 every
Yeah.
year basically since they've been doing it.
Yeah.
Because they do the double week up there as well. Which is
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. They do too, don't they?
It is a tough one because, like you think, especially the St Kilda move to Kazali's, it's completely different as to what you're playing at Marvel. You play under the lid, perfect conditions, no wind. You go up to Cairns, it's pissing down rain. It's hot, it's humid. It's like, where's the actual benefit here?
quite literally.
Yeah. No, that's what. Yeah. Some good points there.
Do we get a New Zealand team?
I was wondering that.
New Zealand will not.
Not that they.
New Zealand will not
you
embrace
can't.
AFL.
Yeah, you can't.
I can
unfortunately.
they are.
There's some leagues you can split. Like A-League, I think it makes
Yeah.
sense. It makes sense
Basketball
NRL.
works.
NRL
NBL.
made sense because they're already a rugby nation.
Yeah.
They're trying to well, they played games in Wellington.
For Anzac Week a few years
Yeah,
ago.
and no one was there.
Yeah. I remember I had someone, they said they only sold one half of the stadium where all the cameras were because they couldn't afford to it looked too empty otherwise, so they could only sell half the stadium.
No.
They said it's very weird watching a footy game looking out on an entirely empty other half of the stadium.
Yeah.
I think that's probably where, and they've started to be a little bit more targeted in what they're doing. Like they've just launched AFL Desi, which is it's Indian commentary.
Oh, yes.
They've got shows that are hosted by, I think his name's Bharat. He's unbelievable. He does a lot with SEN. He's fantastic. They need to start doing it from a marketing point of view instead of just throwing games in foreign countries like New Zealand and like they
Start
did in
building,
China.
they have to build it
Actually
first.
build a fan base. Like COVID did so much for the American knowledge of our sport.
Yeah.
That's true. Maybe games in America.
It was the same with rugby, and that's worked because it was a gradual build, and then it's like, all right, we're going to have a round over there, and Magic Round's fantastic every year. They sell out all the hotels, they get good
That's true.
attendance. Instead of the AFL going back to China with nothing further built, just build it properly and go over there later.
That's
In a
true.
country that doesn't really embrace English, imagine, having AFL over there.
That would be quite cool. Yeah. You can't just take it over out of nowhere.
I mean, if the NFL are playing games at the MCG in September,
That's
why can't they? I don't know.
So a swap.
Yeah, well, do what the NFL's doing. Just have.
We'll give you
4
North
teams go
Melbourne
over.
Giants.
yeah.
There's a show called House Swap. That's
Yeah.
abrasive.
You can have Essendon West Coast, and we will take.
Who's playing it? Is it Rams who, sorry?
It's Rams.
It's LA
Niners,
Rams 49ers.
which is a pretty good game, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Rams are straight
but
from
it's
Miles
on at like
Garrett
10
as
in the
well.
morning
Yeah.
because it's got to suit American audiences.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My boss is there and he said he's going to be drunk by 11 a.m.
Oh, boy.
It's a Friday morning too. isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
They made it the Thursday night game, which is an odd.
But how's
odd
it going
decision.
to affect finals? Because it's in September.
Yeah.
Semi-final weekend.
Well, they better hope there's no semi-final
Well,
game.
currently third and fourth on the ladder are Geelong and Hawthorn.
Yeah.
Which is
Well, so
where
what are
you'd
gonna-
expect your semi-finals to come
Right,
from.
so are they either going to play it at Marvel or take it in a GMHBA?
They better not.
Sunday.
Will the pitch be ready? It's 2 days. Less than 2 days.
Well,
Then
they have
you'll
to have it ready by They have to have it ready by Saturday anyways.
You'll have to be gridiron pitch still painted on.
Well, yeah,
concrete.
exactly. That's
the,
what I mean.
The MCC has said that they're ready.
Well, I
Yeah,
have
but
full
they say
faith
a lot
in
of
that.
things.
That's got me riled up with confidence. If that doesn't say it's going to be okay, I don't know what
I've
does.
seen AFL, like they did the Bledisloe Cup in Origin on a Wednesday and they had a 40 game there on a Saturday. You could still see the lines.
Yeah. Or when they had at GMHBA, they had the movie filming there. And you could
That's
still see
right.
the lines
Well,
there
that
for
was funny.
months afterwards.
Yeah. So for them, like 4 or 5 days after, and you can sort of see the lines, you're asking for them to have it completely ready in under 2 days.
I think the good thing about our great game is that they probably know where they're going to be kicking anyway, so the lines should be
If they get confused.
the lines shouldn't be
You've
all
got to
that
remember they are
confusing.
footy players, right?
If they are faded enough, when you're standing on there, you probably don't notice. You just notice from above when you're watching.
It's actually, yeah, that does raise a point. I mean, all they got to do is just look at the sticks.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's not like basketball, netball. I can completely
It makes
understand.
it,
It's
or even
confusing.
NFL when you need to know the 10 yards and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one is like, unless an umpire is getting mixed up for 666,
Yeah.
there shouldn't be too much issue with where the lines are in that thing.
Yeah.
Are we going to Origin this year? Is that
Is it in
MCG?
Melbourne?
It's game 2.
Oh, when is it? Need to get tickets.
3 weeks.
I'm beginning.
Yeah. Expensive though.
I'll go to the Hawker to watch the Origin.
Actually,
do
that's a bad
Hawker.
idea. Punt us back.
Not a bad idea.
I'll bring the Queensland scarf.
What a fun pastime that was.
It's a
Hamish.
Wednesday as well.
Oh, maybe not.
Oh.
Oh, maybe not.
Anyway, AFL.
Anywho.
We are
Well,
not, we're not good at talking about rugby.
We had plans for this episode, by the way.
Yeah, we did. But I think I prefer what we talked about.
Yeah. I can't.
How long have we been running for?
Like 45 minutes, 50
Oh
minutes.
my-
You know what I do? I just want to let Jack talk. He is very qualified.
Yes.
Agreed.
We're not.
Compared to us.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Dilksy, anything else you want to talk footy? Give us some.
I sort of need to be prompted, I think.
You want to be
just-
prompted?
yeah,
All
I
right.
can't
What are
just-
your thoughts on Collingwood, Dilksy?
I knew
I'm
this was
still not
coming.
over 2010.
Like a librarian.
If that was another 2 minutes, we would have lost that game.
Yeah. and
If
I
that
think
if that
it's-
had bounced the right way,
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
think it's really disappointing too as a St Kilda fan because we've done piss all since.
Mm.
It's like
that
you
was
change-
that was your chance.
Well, that was the chance for one, but it's like the rules are just like you just know that it's not like
If it
would be the same thing again. Like,
no, if it was
Yeah.
if there was overtime, you guys win that game.
yeah,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
down.
it's
We-
just
we
a
lose
bit of
that.
it's a bit of a shame. I don't know why it wasn't overtime
It should be.
from the
It's-
get go.
I mean, it created a bit of drama.
One other thing I just want to bring up real quickly. Hamish, could you stick your tongue out for us for a second
I had a Powerade
before you clean it? Can I stick your?
I had a Powerade
Could
before.
Papa
it came
Smurf
out, yeah.
over
I was
here
gonna
just
say,
stick
what
his-
have you and Smurfette been doing?
Yeah,
What's the timestamp on this? Can we get this out?
that's staying in. Tongue out, Hammy.
No,
I saw it before. Every time you laugh,
no.
I've noticed.
I had a Powerade and they only had blue ones.
You've eaten a Smurf, mate. There's no other way around it. It's,
You saying this when we have a guest?
I am.
Oh.
Well, I'm not the one that came in with a blue tongue to interview someone.
I'm sorry, I was thirsty and it wasn't much.
We're a professional podcast, Hamish. Don't you
Oh,
know
clearly.
that?
Clearly.
Sake.
Anyway, Collingwood. I'm genuinely upset. We probably should have won that game. Oh, you know what?
No, you didn't deserve to.
No.
Play. I can't even remember.
Dogs.
that.
Doggies
played the
lost by
Doggies.
4.
Oh
Was it
yeah,
terrible?
actually, I will say it was the Heathcote ball.
Yes.
Now, I think Australia is a better nation when Collingwood lose. However,
I agree.
for some reason, we were all on the Pies, and I've never wanted them to win a game of football more than I did on Saturday night. So there you go. There's a bit of consolation back from the nation. No, I'm pretty happy that they're. It's actually a weird year. Like you look at the ladder and you think like the Lions are a lot further down than
Yep.
you think. The
D's are
Pies
good.
the Pies are a lot further down than you think. The D's are surprisingly good.
GWS are coming back.
GWS are starting to climb the ladder a little bit. Carlton, they should win
Yeah.
their next 4 theoretically.
They'll-
I
They'll get a
actually-
wild card spot.
I actually did a ladder predictor this week, and like,
Good, did you? Well done. Good for you.
all right, Papa Smurf, and we weren't. And what I discovered was that, like, without being like stupid, I actually had Carlton making the 10. Like when I
Yeah.
actually look at their run home,
I reckon
if-
to make 9th or 10th.
if they play the way they play in the last few weeks, I'm not talking about beating Geelong, but like they have the easiest of
Yeah.
run homes. They could easily sneak into the top 10, and that would be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, and it makes you. Well, it does make you wonder. Like, why didn't you just hold firm with Vossi? Because they were eventually going to come good.
Or would they have done this if Vossi was coach? Is the other
That's
question.
the other thing.
or their
Yeah.
4th quarter fall off continues.
Because I think the thing was it was all mental for them, and I think Vossi was the thing that broke it, and they needed something to break it, and whether it could have been him or
There were games they should have won. They should have beat us. They should have beat, was it Melbourne? They should
Oh, I
have-
meyou if you take the halftime scores, they should have won every single
yeah,
game.
they'd be top of the ladder at the
they
moment.
were
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. Which is wild to think about.
I do want to. You're obviously a coach, as we said, Jack. Well, if you could have your pick of a team at the moment, just get taken in as their coach, either a realistic one that like coaches are going to be available, or
Just fun.
just for the fun of it. What team are you picking?
Haven't you already asked this?
And why is it horse?
No, we just asked. We talked about Essendon and Carlton before,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm like, like what list would you look at and be like, oh boy, that looks like somewhere I'd want to be?
Sydney, probably.
Not Sydney. I don't think. I think that they're in that really strange age demographic where, like, if they don't win, probably similar to Melbourne.
They're going to be Collingwood in 2 years. I reckon.
Yeah.
For
Sydney.
all or nothing.
Well, if you don't win 4 premierships with that list, it's probably a fail.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably look at somebody like North, to be honest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Quite exciting. They're getting the most out of their role players, which I think is good.
Yep.
Play at Marvel.
That's
So,
true.
you know, if you can learn to run that ground well.
You can do it for, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only thing with some of those lowly Melbourne teams is like if they do have a rise up the ladder, they never play at the G.
Yeah.
So you get
That's
so
true.
used to playing on a skinny,
Field.
thin Marvel, and then you go out to the MCG, it's like, whoa, I'm drowning out here.
Yeah.
Like there's so much space. So yeah, that would probably be my team, I think. If we-
Geelong for the financial benefits of it.
yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, well, you get free cotton on.
Yeah, I was going to say you get signed by Cotton on if
Yeah.
you do that up.
Cows.
Yeah, I'd like to. I
Yeah.
would like to see what sits outside their soft cap, just to know.
Yeah. I'm not taking this. To
I
the
just want
media at all.
to confirm my
like-
suspicions, if nothing
Yeah,
else.
that's why I do miss working in the industry because you just knew so much.
Is there anything you can?
Funniest thing you can tell us on the podcast, considering there's going to be 8 viewers and 4 of them will be us.
Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh.
Port were pretty.
Chris Scott has a gun to his back, by the way.
Chris Scott's just watching through the window the whole time.
Yeah, there's a red dot on the there. Port was pretty. Port was
clean.
pretty under the radar, which was good. I mean, there was stuff that happened internally, but
How was it the last year of Ken? How were they feeling?
yeah, it was strange. It was
Yeah.
really strange to be in that environment because you weren't sure whether Kenny was still the head honcho or whether he was planning it for Josh Carr. Like it was really strange. And Josh Carr was very, very strong-minded anyway. Like he knew what he wanted. And I think that was probably the other thing too, is like he always knew it was his.
Yeah.
So you just never knew whether his intentions were pure to win the flag in 24-25 or whether he was trying to get himself set up for 2026. But in saying that, like the Butters thing surprised me because I remember talking to Kari and he said that at the end of last year, he told Zac Butters that if you are going to go now so we can A, get something for you and B, we can plan for life without you.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that he stayed.
I just don't understand, why do you stay and not sign an extension then is the question that
Yeah.
rises up.
Yeah, and you just think like bought the farm in Darley, doing everything wrong.
Yeah.
to look like he wants to stay. But then again, there's stuff that he's doing outside of footy that make you think he might stay.
Yeah.
He's becoming an ambassador for heavy South Australian brands that are, he's signing for 2 years there. So don't know. It's up in the air. I think he's gone. But it'd be nice if he stayed. I think for Port Adelaide more than anything. Like he's such a
He's the heart and soul of that team.
yeah, he's a key pillar, and you think like Port, they obviously put so much time and money into him, especially with the umpire saga. Like,
Yeah,
you're probably
that's
not going to do that if you don't think he's going to stay. Might also have just been a last ditch effort
To keep him.
to keep him.
I mean, you
I'm not
never
sure.
know. He might actually stay.
Oh, he very well could, and it wouldn't surprise me if he did because he's very, very loyal. Like there was, when the whole Sack Ken thing was going on, he was his biggest supporter. He'd go around, and if he saw, if there was any vandalism that had Sack Ken, if there was any signs in the lawns, like he would stop on his way to training and he would clean it up.
Oh, good on him.
Like he was that, that respectful of Ken and what Ken had done for the footy club and for him, that he would, he'd go out of his way to make sure that Ken's name was spoken of highly. I don't know if he's lost a little bit of that, but he was also very close with Kari. So
Do you think if a team brought Ken in, would that be a big drawing card
gonna
for him?
ask
If a club like, say, a Carlton or a Essendon went and signed a Ken Hinkley, would that be signing a Ken Hinkley and a Zac Butters, do you reckon? Or
I think it depends where he goes. I don't think Ken will go to Carlton. Just because.
I feel like Fraser's surely got to have a good chance.
Well, it really depends if he wants it or not. I don't think he'll go to Carlton just because then Chris Davies is the head of football, former power footy boss. You got Travis Boak there as the head of leadership and culture.
Yeah.
So you're really just control
got
C,
Port
control V.
Yeah.
You've got Ebert there as well. Like there's no reason for
Hinkley.
Kenny to go.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he went to an Essendon. He was also looking at going to Melbourne potentially as well. I don't see Zach going to any of those clubs.
Do you think Ken would be willing to go on as an assistant coach somewhere or not?
Nah, I think there's even murmurs that he might join the 36ers as the director of coaching. So,
Okay.
I mean, I think he's got a lot of irons in, a lot of fires. Really depends on where he wants to go, and he's also happy in Adelaide as well. That's the other thing.
If Butters leaves, where do you think he ends up?
Well, I know that Clarko flew over and met with him last week. Could be something there.
Is that common knowledge? Sorry.
Yeah.
I saw it on Twitter, so
Okay.
I can say so.
okay. Damn, I thought we had an exclusive.
Yeah, for a second, I was like, hang on.
I would love to give you some exclusives, but I probably can't just because I know where they come from and don't want to get them in trouble. But so Clarko met with him. Obviously, the doggies are keen. Geelong are keen.
I hope not.
Surely not. I just don't get the Dogs going after him. I'll be honest. Like, he's
Imagine that
exceptional
midfield.
player, but
Bont and Butters.
the one thing the Dogs already have is a midfield. The one thing they don't have is a back line. It's like, why spend the only rest of your
What do you
assets
mean
and
there's
money
Buku?
on Butters? Like, I'm like, bring in, like, teams like Geelong, I can get a bit more, but I'm like, I just don't see the point of the Doggies spending that money when you've already got Bont, Fraser, Kennedy, Libba,
Richards.
Bont.
yeah.
Well, I think
Still.
you probably look at it. Libba's on the way out.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bont closer to the end than the start.
Yeah.
Butters is only 24, so
Really?
he's still got another.
He's young.
Still got
I
another.
don't know
10,
how young he was.
No, he's got another 10 years in the system.
That's true.
You can build.
You can build around him.
Well, that's the thing. Like, your next premiership's not going to have Bont in it, probably.
Yeah.
So it's
True.
definitely not going to have Libba.
No.
And it's it really depends. Like the way that I look at Heathcote, and I know that there's only a couple of degrees of separation between the Western Bulldogs and Heathcote. I look at our list, and if a senior footy team at local levels built on the senior footy team, you're not supposed to have depth.
Yeah.
Your twos are supposed to be the people that don't want to play at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's what that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
They just want to sink tins while watching the ones play. And I look at it and I think, well, if we can get a couple more people, if we can get a key defender in, or a half forward flanker, what does that do to the rest of the makeup of the team? So it pushes somebody from a halfback flank to a wing, which is where they should be playing.
Yeah.
If we get a half forward flanker in, it pushes that guy from the forward flank to the midfield. He's on ball. So it gets people playing in their natural positions, and that's probably what Butters does for the Doggies. Like, he pushes Fraser into a deep forward role where I think he's best suited.
Yeah.
It pushes Ed Richards to a halfback flank. It gets people where they should be. And I think that's probably the more important thing. Like, the halfback flank's the most important position in footy at the moment.
Yeah.
You want Ed Richards rebounding off there. You don't want him getting 26 contested possessions a week.
Yeah.
He's not built for that.
Yeah.
This is a stupid question.
As per
Would
usual.
So I'm used to this.
He does talk to me a lot. That's fair.
When you're ready, Hammy.
You guys finished talking?
Yeah, you okay?
How would he is it worth a Collingwood going after him?
If you lose
The
Nick
silence
to Tassie, I would say
Well,
maybe.
I mean,
That's not for a couple.
We
more
do
years.
need, it's clear we need midfield help. We got obliterated by the Dogs on the weekend, but
In midfield, yes.
yeah, I mean, of course you would. He's the best player in the competition.
Yeah.
So you're not going to have a look at him. But again, like,
I just think we're better. Collingwood needs other things before.
We need a tall forward. I get it.
Yeah, you need different looks in there as well. Like, I mean, he'd be fantastic for a season, right?
Yeah.
But he could also be another Dan Houston.
Yeah.
And you actually do take. And look, Dan's been great this year, but sometimes you can disrupt something too much.
No, I get it. You don't want to. I'm sorry to say, you don't want to go down a St Kilda route.
No.
I think the one I think is Hawthorn. I don't know why they're not.
Well, I
Just
think that they're
then
looking at.
we tried.
You guys got
I guess
merit.
you guys are going to merit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
I just think that's such a
back up to
perfect-
Merritt's also Bailey Humphrey, so we've sort of got our eyes set on specific players already.
To be
but
fair,
we don't want to.
that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think looking at the list profile of the Hawks per se, they're all becoming good.
Yeah.
They're all going to finish on their lower contracts. They're all going to want more. So, you look at a Ginnivan, you look at a Watson, you look at probably not Chol, but you look at people like that. I mean, Battle's on a absolute bomb. You look at players like that would have signed 2 or 3 years on, say, 400,000. They're going to want 700 now. So you get 5 players that want that. All right, we've lost $1.5 million a year, or we've got a budget for an extra $1.5 million a year. They all sign for $6 million that we don't have.
Yeah.
That's where Butters comes in.
Yeah, that's it.
That is
Plus,
true.
then you get a merit in on 1.2.
Yeah.
We've lost $7.2 million a year.
Yeah.
or over, it'd be more than that. It'd be close to $10 million over 4 years. That's where,
That's
that'd be on something similar to that.
That's what that was the issue with Collingwood, was we overpaid guys like Treloar and Grundy.
Yeah.
And then when everyone else contracts are up, we couldn't pay them and we lost a bunch of good players, and then we have to end up paying to send those guys away.
Well, and that's exactly
we didn't budget in advance.
Yeah, you look at Melbourne now. Like they're paying for both Clary and Track.
Yeah, that's not a good place to
and
be.
they'd be paying them well.
Yeah.
They paid well to get rid of them.
Well, put it this way: we like 2 months ago, Collingwood just finished paying Grundy's money.
Yeah,
and Treloar. We're still paying
Treloar,
Treloar, I think, till the end of the year.
That's
It's
madness.
crazy. Dilksy, it's been a pleasure having you on the potty. I know you've got a gig to get to at some point, so we need to let you go.
Unlike the rest of us, he actually has stuff to do.
Thank you to everyone for joining us this week. It's been a lot of fun chatting. Footy, big weekend coming up with Big Freeze. I'm excited to see it. I'm going to be at the game.
Yeah.
You're going to be at the game? We're going
you're
together,
with
aren't
me.
we?
Yeah.
I got your ticket. Did you pay me for that ticket?
No, I'll do that soon.
Please do that, Hamish.
Anywho,
Thank you all. We'll see you next Wednesday. Last word from you, Sam. You good?
adios muchachos.